students. So I am here with chapter 2 and we came to the fourth type of chemical reaction, that is double decomposition reaction. So we have finished combination, then decomposition, then we have finished displacement reaction in the last video, and now we are going to start double decomposition. So what type of reaction is double decomposition? As the name indicates, double decomposition means both the reactants, both the compounds which are participating as reactants will decompose or break. Then they will exchange their radical to form soluble or insoluble product. Okay, the reaction in which both reactants break and exchange their radicals to form soluble or insoluble product is called double decomposition reaction. Now depending upon the type of product form, if insoluble product is formed by double decomposition reaction, that type of reaction is known as precipitation, and if soluble product is formed by double decomposition, then the type of reaction is known as neutralization. So you can also say that double decomposition reactions are of two types. If insoluble products are formed, then it will be double decomposition precipitation, and if soluble product is formed, then it will be double decomposition neutralization. And how the process take place? Let's start with few examples of double decomposition precipitation reaction. Let's start with precipitation reaction. As I told you, what is precipitation? Formation of insoluble product by mixing two soluble substances. So here we have taken two soluble salts, barium chloride and sodium sulfate. Now according to your definition of double decomposition, both the compounds, they break into respective radicals. So barium chloride will give you barium ion and chloride ion. Always remember, number of charges will be same, 2 positive 2 negative charge. And yes, sodium sulfate will decompose to give you sodium ion and sulfate ion. Now what happens after decomposition? These radicals will get exchanged. The positive ion of first reactant will combine with negative ion of second, and the positive ion of second reactant will combine with negative ion of first, and they will form two products, out of which one of the product, that barium sulfate, is insoluble product, that's why it is double decomposition precipitation, and other product is sodium chloride. Next, copper sulfate and hydrogen sulfide. Copper sulfate we have taken as aqueous solution, and hydrogen sulfide is a gas. Okay, so what happens, gas we have to present as G. So what happens when copper H2S gas is passed through blue copper sulfate? Again double decomposition takes place. Copper sulfate will give copper ion and sulfate ion. H2S will give hydrogen ion and sulfide ion, and copper will combine with sulfide to form black precipitate of copper sulfide, and yes, hydrogen with sulfate to give you sulfuric acid. So again insoluble copper sulfide is formed, that's why it is precipitation. Now two examples almost same, just the difference is we can take any two of the reactant, either HCl or NaCl with silver nitrate. It is a very common example of precipitation reaction. Silver nitrate is a salt, soluble salt, and if you take hydrochloric acid, then again they will decompose to give you silver ion, nitrate ion, hydrogen ion, chloride ion. Silver will combine with chloride and hydrogen with nitrate to give you insoluble precipitate, white precipitate of silver chloride, and HNO3, nitric acid, will be formed. Here in place of HCl, if you take NaCl, then also the same process takes place, just in place of nitric acid it will give you NaNO3, sodium nitrate. So silver and nitrate ion will be released, here sodium and chloride ion will be released. Silver again will combine with chloride to form white precipitate of silver chloride, and sodium with nitrate. Okay, and the last example of precipitation, barium chloride and sulfuric acid. We have done this double decomposition with barium chloride and sodium sulfate. Here barium was combined with sulfate and sodium with chloride. Same type of decomposition will take place here also. Barium will combine with sulfate to form insoluble barium sulfate, and hydrogen with chloride to form 2HCl. Okay, so all these reactions, they are resulting in the formation of insoluble product by mixing two soluble substances. That's why the type of reaction is called double decomposition precipitation. Okay, now coming to few examples of double decomposition which are accompanied by evolution of gas. डबल डिकम्पोजिशन तो है, लेकिन यहाँ पे हमें इनसॉल्युबल या सॉल्युबल प्रोडक्ट के बारे में बात नहीं करनी है. यहाँ पे प्रोडक्ट में गैस इवॉल्व हो रही है. सो क्वेश्चन में बी आस्क्ड राइट वन एग्जांपल ऑफ अ डबल डिकम्पोजिशन रिएक्शन इन विच गैस इज इवॉल्व, देन यू कैन गिव एनी वन ऑफ दिस एग्जांपल. सो हेयर वी आर टेकिंग फेरस सल्फाइड विथ सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड. Again double decomposition takes place. Ferrous will combine with sulfate and hydrogen with sulfide. So you will get ferrous sulfate and H2S gas will evolve. So it is double decomposition reaction with evolution of H2S gas. Same with zinc sulfide and hydrochloric acid. Zinc will combine with chloride and hydrogen with sulfide to give you zinc chloride and hydrogen sulfide. Okay, so in both the examples H2S gas is evolved, so it is double decomposition evolution of gas. Now coming to neutralization, as I told you, when double decomposition result in the formation of soluble product, then it is called double decomposition neutralization. Okay, but if you want to give a proper definition of neutralization, then we can say that whenever acids react with bases, they form salt and water, and the type of reaction is called neutralization. Many times I hope you have studied this definition. When acid react with base to form salt and water, the type of reaction is neutralization. Now let me give you the basic knowledge about acid and base. Everybody knows that HCl, H2SO4, HNO3, these are the common acids which we are generally using in our reaction. HCl, what we call it, hydrochloric acid. HCl aqueous है तो हम इसको hydrochloric acid बोलेंगे. Then what do you mean by an acid? I told you many times before also, acids are the compounds or the substance which contain hydrogen as a compulsory atom and releases hydrogen ion when get dissolved in water as the only positively charged ion. Actually, whenever a substance is dissolved in water, it always release positive and negative ions. So whenever acids are dissolved, they release only hydrogen as positive ion, and any other negative ion may be any. Chloride, sulfate, nitrate, any negative ion can be released, but they all the acids will release only one type of positive ion, that is hydrogen ion. So HCl, HNO3, H2SO4, in सब में common क्या है? The common is presence of hydrogen. So whenever they get dissolved, they all will release the same positive ion H plus. तीनों के नेगेटिव आयन डिफरेंट हो सकते हैं. HCl देगा Cl माइनस, H2SO4 देगा SO4 2 माइनस, HNO3 देगा NO3 माइनस, लेकिन all will give you the same positive ion, that is H plus. That's why they are acid. And what are bases? Bases are either metal oxides or metal hydroxides. So here we have taken sodium hydroxide, which is a base. Actually it contains sodium ion and hydroxide ion. Acid contain hydrogen ion and chloride ion. Then they decomposed and exchange their radical. So sodium will combine with chloride to form Na plus Cl minus, and hydrogen will combine with hydroxide to form H plus OH minus or water. So this is neutralization reaction. Actually neutralization word is used because acid completely neutralizes the base or base neutralizes the acid, so as the product form, which is salt, has no nature or no characteristic property of acid or base. चूँकि एसिड और बेस ने एक दूसरे को पूरी तरह से न्यूट्रलाइज कर दिया है, इस वजह से जो प्रोडक्ट बना है हमारा सॉल्ट, वो ना ही एसिडिक होता है ना ही बेसिक होता है, एंड अलॉन्ग विद वाटर. दैट्स वाई द प्रोसेस इज न्यूट्रलाइजेशन. नाउ न्यूट्रलाइजेशन ऑफ एसिड कैन बी डन इन 2 different ways. by taking soluble और by taking insoluble base. एसिड्स तो हमेशा वाटर soluble ही होती हैं. मैंने पहले भी बोला था, if acid is not dissolved in water it will not show any acidic property. तो एसिड को एसिड बनाने के लिए वाटर ऐड करना ज़रूरी है. But if we talk about base which are metal oxides or metal hydroxides, they may be either water soluble or insoluble. तो हम न्यूट्रलाइजेशन दो तरीके से करके देखेंगे. फर्स्ट न्यूट्रलाइजेशन ऑफ एसिड विद सॉल्युबल बेस, देन विद इनसॉल्युबल बेस. जब सॉल्युबल बेस की बात हो रही है, ऑलवेज रिमेंबर दीज आर ओनली द 4 सॉल्युबल बेसिस विच वी आर यूजिंग. Sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide and non-metallic ammonium hydroxide. Whenever you talk about metals, just remember the activity series. Activity series में position में potassium, sodium, calcium. The top 3 metal oxides and hydroxides are soluble. Then remaining all उस series में नीचे magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead, copper. Remaining all metal oxides and hydroxides are insoluble. And one more soluble base is there, which is ammonium hydroxide. It is a non-metallic hydroxide, but it is also a base. So let's take an acid HCl and neutralize it with a soluble base. Let's take NaOH. Already we have done. And double decomposition will give you NaCl. The salt will be NaCl and water. Just to show the evolution of water, HOH निकाल देंगे, एसिड का हाइड्रोजन और बेस का हाइड्रोक्साइड मिलके वाटर अलग हो जाएगा, and the remaining positive and negative radical will combine to give you salt. Now we can take H2SO4, another acid with another soluble base. Let's take KOH here. Again just to remove one water molecule, एक, but here 2 hydrogen atoms are there, so we can remove 2 water molecules with the formation of potassium sulfate, K2SO4. So we can balance it like this. Next we can also take HNO3. Again you can change the base. Let's take ammonium hydroxide here. So again remove water molecule, HOH निकाल देंगे, and the remaining radicals will combine ammonium nitrate. The salt will be formed. So this is neutralization of acid with soluble base. Now coming to neutralization of acid with insoluble base, as I told you, the remaining metal oxides or metal hydroxide, magnesium oxide or zinc hydroxide, lead oxide or copper oxide or copper hydroxide, sorry, all these are insoluble base, and you can neutralize these insoluble base with any acid. Always remember, if you are neutralizing lead oxide, then only take HNO3 or nitric acid here. Don't use HCl or H2SO4. The reason I will tell you later. But for the time being, just to remember that lead oxide can only be neutralized with nitric acid, not with any other acid. So let's write the product. You know, just show the evolution, removal of water molecule or formation of water molecule with salt. So water is removed, salt will be MgCl2, magnesium chloride. Okay, here the salt will be zinc sulfate, ZnSO4. Balance करेंगे तो 2 water molecules आएंगे. Here the salt will be lead nitrate, PbNO3 का whole twice. Let's balance. The salt will be copper sulfate, CuSO4. On balancing you will get 2 water molecules. So this is all neutralization of acid with insoluble base. Doesn't matter the base is insoluble, but the salt which is formed here is always soluble. So just to remember, a soluble substance can form another soluble substance. An insoluble substance can also form a soluble substance, but an insoluble substance cannot give another insoluble substance. That's why we are not using sulfuric or hydrochloric acid here, because you know lead oxide is insoluble. Okay, so if you use HCl or H2SO4, what type of salt it will give? It will give either lead chloride or lead sulfate with water. But both these salts are insoluble. That's why this reaction is practically not possible, because you can't convert an insoluble substance to another insoluble substance. Okay, so we can convert insoluble to soluble. You can change one soluble to another soluble substance. You can convert a soluble to insoluble substance, but you can't convert insoluble to insoluble substance. So here I am finishing this topic. Now there is next exercise 2b, that I first let me give you the hint for solving the exercise, then only you can start. So tomorrow I will give you that video and then you can solve next exercise.